Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the Ara Ara podcast. I am your host, Amy, and with me today is my usual co-host, Vivs.
Hi.
Hello. So today we will, be talking about, I think it's pretty obvious what we would be talking about today based on what Vivs is wearing. But yes, the Infinity Castle movie of Demon Slayer that has just been released here in the UAE. It's been out in other places for a month now, but we just got it here 4 days ago, and it's only going to be showing for 4 days. So today is the last. Well, as of this recording, today is the last day of Demon Slayer over here.
But they actually extended the screening in
Oh,
some
they
cinemas,
did
until 17th. So it's gonna be there for a week.
an extra week. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, at least like,
No,
can you
instead of
imagine?
4 days, now it's a week. But take note, it's still a huge improvement compared to before, that we never really had any anime movies shown in the cinema.
Yeah.
So like it's still a huge step for us, weebs, because before, like, anime is a taboo topic, or like you're a loser if you talk about anime. But now, like, you see casual viewers and families going to watch Demon Slayer, so it's really nice feeling.
Especially in this region. That's why, like, shameless plug, guys, like, do follow us and support us in, our channels and our community, or like WhatsApp community, our Discord community. Because, like, especially in this region, like the Middle East region, it isn't really seen as a hub for these things, but there is a huge, huge fan base, and we just need to show like the numbers. So it's not really just about supporting us, but like supporting like a bigger community that exists here in the region. That places like Japan, well, specifically Japan, because it's anime, like they really need to see that there is a huge audience here. So yeah.
And not
But
put Middle East on their last of whatever places. Like, yeah, okay, we can give Middle East few days, or like, let's put it
a
there.
week maximum, and it's like the last place we're gonna show the movie. It's been out for
Yeah.
a month everywhere else, so just for an extra cash grab. No, like there is a huge audience that really, really loves anime here. So like, guys, like let's show them the numbers together. But we're slowly doing that. Like we said, like we're building a community here, and we have our WhatsApp community, and we even had a Demon Slayer quiz right after. I couldn't go because I had work, but Vivs, how was that meeting?
By the way, it's not just a quiz, it's a watch party, in a sense that we all went to the cinema together and then we went to the quiz. So it's like a back-to-back Slayer Saturday event, wherein we watched the movie first and then chill out for a bit and then went to the quiz. And it was very fun. I didn't expect the turnout, because, to be fair, we only announced it like for 2-3 days
Yeah, 2 days
compared to,
before
yeah,
the
yeah.
movie.
So
Yeah.
compared to our previous events that we always announce a month in advance, this time it was a bit of a, I wouldn't say last minute announcement, or I mean, not
It was
last
a
minute
last minute
preparation.
announcement.
Yeah, it was a last minute announcement, but not last minute preparation, because we've been talking about this since last month. It's just that a lot of things happen
Yeah.
in the middle. But yeah, I'm happy that I managed to pull it through, even though you were not with me.
I told Vibs, oh, since you can handle things by yourself, just you can do it now by yourself. And then she was like, I'm gonna kill you if you don't come next time.
And this woman, we've been planning this movie plus quiz for like a month or so, and she decided to tell me 3 days before, like, oh, apparently I have work that day. It's like,
I
wow,
forgot.
you decided to tell me now, huh? So yeah, but thank you so much for Ali of Otaku ME for being such a trooper. He helped me out during the quiz, in terms of hosting, in terms of doing the questions and all, because, like, man, I was drowning. It's a huge task, to be honest, and I'm happy that there's a huge turnout of this event,
Yeah.
considering that it was only posted for like 2-3 days. And I asked most of them, because like half of the people who came are new faces, like the
Mm.
other half is like the usual people that we see, like Saad, Mahesh, Hamad, Yuli. I don't want to miss out any names, but like, our favorite people in the group are always there. But there's new people as well, or new faces that came, which made me really happy, and I really tried my best to talk to them one by one. It's just that obviously it's hard to manage everything by myself. But yeah, I tried asking them out. Uh, oh, there's even one lady in the quiz. She said she's not part of the WhatsApp group. She just saw it on Instagram. And then when I said thank you to her, like I said bye, blah blah blah, she came back because she already went out of the door. She came back and said, "Oh, congratulations again for being the number one podcast in the UAE." I was like,
Aww.
so maybe she's following the podcast or what? Like, oh my god, that's just so sweet. So yeah. Anyway, that's the fun side of things. The other side is just me carrying it alone. Charot. No, but really, you were missed, Amy. Like, obviously, people were looking for you, even though we already said that you have work that day. But yeah, you definitely should be there for the next event.
Yeah. Hopefully it's Chainsaw Man next. Hopefully
Mm.
Chainsaw Man shows here in the UAE.
No, I think it is. They already announced it, no?
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Let's see. Let's see.
let's see. Let's see.
Yeah.
So like although like Vivs did watch with like most of the community that we have on Saturday, we did get to watch it during the premiere, like the premiere fan screening. So I didn't really miss out on the movie itself. And yeah, so like let's dive into it. Like what were your well, Vivs read the manga. So I want to know like what her expectations were like going into the movie.
Expectations, obviously, I don't know where or which. Okay, I know which part are they gonna be showing. It's just that I didn't know how they're gonna be doing it because obviously the
Mm.
pacing is different. Things are arranged in a way that it should be able to cater both anime watchers and, let's say, for example, newbies, because I did see people posting who's not into anime that this is their first anime movie, so it's like catering to both. I like where they cut the story. It's a cliffhanger, I know, but it's meant to be like that because it's in the middle of the whole Infinity Castle. And as far as what I read, I think they're gonna be doing this as a movie only premiere, like two more movies after this.
Yeah, it's a
So yeah,
trilogy. It's gonna be a trilogy, yeah.
yeah, it's gonna be a trilogy. Attack on Titan. Just like,
Exactly.
yeah, they're now doing the Attack on Titan technique on this one. I cried reading the manga, but for some reason, when we were watching the fan screening, maybe because of the fact that we were late, I didn't have the same emotional depth as I would have when I was reading the manga because, like, I'm the type of person who wants to be early in movies. You know, like I want to
Mm.
chill, I want to have my things together, and like, okay, like we're going in. Like, if the timing is 12, I don't want to be there at 12. I want to be there like at least 10 minutes before, because like, just to be ready. Because like, if you are coming in the cinema in the middle, I feel like the immersion is a bit gonna be different. I don't know. What
Yeah.
do you are you like that too, Amy?
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. The thing is, like, we didn't miss out too much because the
Yeah,
way
yeah,
that like cinemas happen here in Dubai is like if they say the time is 12, for example, that's the time the commercials will start.
yeah.
Unlike other places like Philippines, if they say 12, that's when the movie has already started, right?
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, based on what I remember, I didn't watch as much in Philippines, but that's how I remember it. But like also in Philippines, that back in the day, you could also just stay in the cinema and then just rewatch the whole thing. So
Amy.
so it's fine. If you miss out a little, oh, I'll just sit here and wait for the next part.
Mm.
Like people used to have picnics, right? Like I don't know what your childhood was like, but based on like the ones that I know from Philippines and stuff, like for my friends in Philippines, they would be like, "Oh yeah, like I remember when I watched Star Wars back in the day, like we would have like family picnics in the cinema because you can just stay there like all day."
Really? Oh my god, I
Yeah.
didn't know that. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
We
never
were
had that
not in the
experience.
cinemas.
Yeah. No, no, no. I think I only started watching movies in the cinema when I was in high school. Yeah.
Ah.
And I remember the first time ever I went to the cinema was to watch with my friends, and it was Christmas party. So Christmas
Mm.
party, and then you're going somewhere after, like, after party, and then we decided to go to the cinema and watch a movie, and that's my first ever experience, and that's it. Like, I never really thought about going to the cinema that much because, girl,
Interesting.
hello, Sorry to say, but piracy is a big thing in the Philippines. Like there was never really a need for you to go to the cinema. Like I mean,
And your parents said no going to the cinema.
yeah. And my parents used to own a small business of renting out
Oh
DVDs.
yeah.
So like I had to watch the movies at home because like for example, if someone is looking for a recommendation, blah blah, blah like this one, try this. That's it. So like I remember like my dad watching a lot of movies in the living room just so,
Mm,
like he knows the movies that are coming out and stuff. So yeah, but otherwise I never really went to the cinema much.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So going back, I was so pissed that we are late because like for me, I know it's just few minutes, right? It's not a lot, like maybe 10 minutes of them running around talking, but like still like it's not about missing out the first part. It's about what you're feeling as soon as you enter the cinema. It's
Yeah.
like for example, you're late for an interview, like
Mm.
you'll feel jittery and like nervous and like anxious. And I don't like that feeling because like once I sit down, it will take time for me to settle down, collect my emotions and stuff, and like get immersed to the show. But otherwise, like that's what I feel. So that's why I don't like
Yeah.
being late to the cinema. Like I want really that time. What about you? Were you or do you have any expectations going to the movie?
Nothing specific. Like you said, like I just didn't like that we were a bit late because the thing is, like we were told late, but it
We were
was
told like maybe an hour before the showing.
yeah, like hey, you
What
gotta get
then?
here. I mean,
Yeah.
like it's fine, but it's just the timing was also wrong. The timing that was told to us was also wrong, so it was
Yeah.
a lot of things were just a bit of a mess. But like yeah, we didn't miss out as much, but I don't like missing out. I mean, you know me, like I make films, for example. Like why would I want to miss out on even if it's the exposition, right? Like
Yeah,
that's still
yeah.
important in my head.
Important.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you have to
So
know what's happening, like how it was introduced. Anyway, go, sorry.
yeah, and I don't really have, in terms of expectations, like I didn't really know what was to be expected because I don't read the manga for Demon Slayer. So I just know that like the season ended with them entering the Infinity Castle. That's not a spoiler, guys. That was literally
Yeah.
the season before this movie. They and that's the title of the movie. So they go into the Infinity Castle, but then like I didn't know what would happen. Like I only found out from people like, oh, this is like the final arc of
Yeah, yeah,
Demon
it's the
Slayer,
final
right? The Infinity Castle is the final arc. So it's like, oh, okay. So anything that happens here is like part of like
finale.
what
Yeah.
would like part of the finale. And then like I had people ask me as well, like, oh, so is this the last movie? Like, is this it? And I'm like, no, it ends in the
After two
middle. Like
more.
some fights happen, like a couple of fights, a few fights happen, but like it doesn't end the entire series. But I do like the fact that they are going to make it into a movie. But you know how you said like the Attack on Titan
Treatment.
strategy,
Yeah.
like it's like a 50-50 for me that it's like an Attack on Titan strategy thing because Attack on Titan really tried to milk themselves. It's the finale, and it's like no, no, no. This and it's like a whole series, and it's like no, it was just part one of the finale, and then it was a whole other series again where they were like, okay, this is it, guys. This is really the last one. Like they were really tricking you into thinking this is the final season, this is the final season. Like how many times did they have to say it was the final
I know.
season?
Mm.
And it was irritating because now like even if someone gets into Attack on Titan now, it's like which one is the actual final season
Yeah.
because it was all marketed as the final one. But this is like it was open to the fact like it was a trilogy. It is a
Yeah.
trilogy and it's about the final arc. That's it.
Yeah.
Like it makes sense, at least in my brain as an anime watcher, you know?
Yeah. And by the way, speaking of milking series, okay, so comparing it to Mugen Train and like, because I remember there's one more movie in the middle, Swordsman
Ah,
Village,
yeah.
right? Or
Yeah.
Swordsmith Village arc. There was also a movie in that, which is that one I missed out because when I read the reviews, they said like it's like flashback or like recap of the previous season plus a little bit of additional thing and then Swordsmith Village arc.
Mm.
So for me, it didn't make sense for me to watch it. What I got turned off was when they first released the Mugen Train. I was really amazed with Mugen Train. I really love that movie. I love everything about that movie, I swear. Like there were no bad moments for me in
Mm.
that movie. It was really like action packed. The amount of animation, the storytelling, the pacing was perfect for me. Even the ending of Rengoku dying. It's not a
Mm.
spoiler, guys. Just
It's
saying.
been out for years now.
So like I really cried so hard when he died. Like they made me feel emotions for someone who was just introduced in that movie,
Mm,
right?
mm.
Which I really, really love. What left a bad taste for me was when they turned the movie into
A
episodic,
series, yeah.
and then they're like, "Oh yeah, but we added little bit of content or little bit of bonus content." I'm like, "Bro, then why did I watch the movie? I could have just waited for the series or what." I didn't regret watching the movie at all because it was like Chef's Kiss beautiful. It's just that
Yeah.
I didn't like that they tried milking it out by making it
Mm.
into an episodic version because I feel like I don't know, but the way the pacing happened in the movie, I feel like they might do the same treatment of chopping
Yeah,
it
yeah,
up into series.
I think they are going to make Infinity Castle episodic, which I think is fine because there was a lot of see, unlike Mugen Train, it was a very focused kind of arc. Like I didn't watch the series for Mugen, like the
Yeah,
arc for
episodic
Mugen Train. I
version.
didn't watch the series for that. I immediately went to Entertainment District because I'm like, there's no point. It's straightforward. But for
Infinity
Infinity
Castle.
Castle, I think it makes sense to have it episodic for it.
I have a hot take about this, but I feel like
Mm,
Infinity Castle shouldn't have been a movie,
interesting.
which we will dive in later. I
Mhm.
will discuss it more because this is still our first impressions. But did you like the movie overall, Amy?
I like the movie. I really did. Again, like I don't read the manga. As someone who watched the anime, I genuinely liked it. Like for me, am I going to watch the episodes? There's like a 50-50 chance
Mm.
because it's gotten enough curiosity out of me to want to watch more. Unlike Mugen Train, where it's straightforward, you know.
Yeah.
But for this, I think it piqued my interest to watch more of the story. Like it's kind of like how One Piece, right? Like for us, the live action made us want to get into the series. It
Mhm.
had the same effect on me in that sense. Again, it might be different for you because you've read the manga. So it's
Okay.
like, why did you cram all that information into one movie? You should have just made it a series. But for someone who watched just the anime, like it's like, okay, here's all the details, and you might want to watch the series for like extra stuff because especially like with Zenitsu, right? Like he's my favorite character in Demon Slayer. And even in the series itself, it's like Tanjiro was in a coma. And then he wakes up and he's like, oh yeah, Zenitsu had his own missions. He had his own thing going on. And I know it doesn't really like focus on like the other two and it's mostly on Tanjiro. But still, it would have, like when I was watching the series, I was like, oh, it would have been nice to see more of Zenitsu, right? And then finally, when the movie comes, he has a very short scene of what happens to him. And it's like, I wish I saw more of it. I want to see more of it. Like it would be a spoiler if I say anything, but there's just a short scene of him, and it's an accumulation of like all the missions that he's done
Yeah.
while he was missing in action in the series. So it's like I wanted to see more. Come on.
Don't worry, Amy. We will have a spoiler alert later once we dive in deeper because I also want to talk about that. The most hated character for me is actually Zenitsu. Only because his
Really.
see, only because he's annoying AF for me. Like he's such a crybaby. It's like Nezuko-chan. Like I don't find that cute at all. I'm sorry. Like I like whenever I hear his voice, like it starts ringing in my ears, and I'm like, man, this guy is on the screen again. Like, just please remove him. But this movie made me like him. This
Mm.
movie made me like Zenitsu. Like he was like badass. I was like, ah, okay, now we're talking. Instead of that, Nezuko-chan. Yeah,
But would you recommend this to casual anime fans?
yeah, of course. I think Demon Slayer is a good starter anime for most people. It's just that even the movie itself, I think it's very spoon feeding, I would say. Like, even if
Mm.
you haven't watched the series before, if it's your first time watching anything Demon Slayer, you will still understand it because of the amount of flashbacks that they had. Like explaining, for example, the part of this is gonna be a little bit of no, it's not a spoiler. So Zenitsu is gonna be fighting someone, which is an upper demon, who was also an apprentice of thunder breathing, right? And they showed the backstory of that,
Mm.
which will make sense if you haven't watched the anime. Even though even in the anime it wasn't mentioned that much as well. It's just that here at least you will still get the context of what they're talking about, like what happened to the grandpa and
Mm.
all, like these things.
For me, I would disagree with you
Oh,
for
really?
that, right? Because like Demon Slayer in general is a good starter anime, but to watch Infinity
Infinity Castle.
Castle without watching the rest of the series, like that's not a flex, guys. If you think that's like, oh yeah, I was able to watch Demon Slayer Infinity Castle without watching the rest, like that's not a flex. Like it's not. See, like, because when we went for the premiere fan screening, right? Like a lot of things had people cheering,
Yeah.
including the whole Zenitsu thing that we're talking about. It got people cheering. And it's like, if I had just seen this, I don't know what Zenitsu is like. Why
Yes.
are people like, it's like,
Why are
oh,
people
okay,
cheering?
exactly. Like you get the context of, okay, something cool just happened. Like they do give context to, okay, like this thing didn't really happen before, but and now it is, now it's happening, but the impact of that is not the same because you don't know the progression of these characters. Like
Yeah.
you have an idea, but it's like, what's the point, right?
One more thing. Okay, I do agree with you with that. It's just that I
Mm,
feel like there's still a lot of people who are not watching anime, at least in the Middle East, and it will
mm.
make them get curious. I just feel like, yeah, it's a wrong starter point because it's like the end, but
It's
at
the
least
ending.
they will get curious to watch the beginning, like, oh really, what happened? Then they will make,
Mm.
the connections afterwards. But yeah.
Like for me, if their first movie, let's say they've never seen Demon Slayer in their life, and their first movie was Mugen Train, like
It's
for
still
me
good.
somehow
Yeah.
that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
it's fine. That's enough to like draw attention. It's enough of a standalone story
Yeah.
because the new character is introduced only there. Like it's fine. But Infinity Castle, you're in the middle of the climax. Like
Yeah.
can you imagine? Like I don't know. I like it just.
Wait. And imagine you will not understand the depth of why Akaza's story was important. Because, like, in the Mugen Train, remember, we
Mm,
all hated him.
mm,
We all hated Akaza because he killed Rengoku, which I told you earlier.
exactly.
This movie made me feel something for Rengoku, even though I just met him in that movie.
Yes.
And then Akaza's backstory makes you want to feel like, oh my god, I feel bad now for Akaza. Like, they can never make me
Mm.
hate you, Akaza. I'm sorry. Like, but I didn't feel that, but that's a different point. Let's talk about that a bit later. But as a starting anime, yeah, I agree that it's not good, but what can we do? Like, Mugen Train has already been out. Mm, I don't know. It's a mixed emotion for me now.
But yeah, okay. So now, guys, from this point onwards, I think we're gonna go into spoilers. So, like, if you haven't seen it, stop listening now.
Yes.
Okay. Like we've reached the 30-minute mark. At this point, I hope you have some idea, and if you want to watch it, please do. But it would be better for you to have some context. But personally, I think it would be better for you to have some context before going in. Now,
Yeah.
everything after this point is a spoiler, so you can't blame us for not saying spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stop listening after this part. Or just go back after you've watched the movie, okay?
Remember, it's like the 30-minute mark or something. So yes, now to the spoilers, and now let's like actually talk about the
The
story.
movie. Mhm.
Like, what did you think about like the way Infinity Castle was introduced?
See, I already know what's gonna happen, so it wasn't shocking for me. But I wanted to ask your opinion because at the end of Hashira training, it was like they went down from a box and then that's it, right?
Yeah.
Nothing else. No
Mm-hmm.
other context was given. Because for me, someone who has read the manga, I already know what's gonna happen. I already know how Infinity Castle looked like, fights that will happen, and all. So it's not surprising for me. But what about you, for someone who hasn't read the manga? Did you expect that the Infinity Castle is literally Infinity Castle?
I mean, yeah, because you've seen it in the series, right? Like they I don't know
The
the
Biwa.
names of,
Ah, the Biwa
yeah,
watcher.
yeah, like she
Biwa
rings the
user.
gong, yeah, and then it like changes shape and it extends, and I mean you've already, like, if you've watched the series, like you've already seen like
A snippet
how
of
it
it.
is, like
Yeah.
snippets of it, so you already have some idea, like not that it's a never ending thing, like it can change shape and form without any logic to it, or I don't know if there is eventually some logic to it, but pretty much like that's the idea. So
But then, there's
when
no
they
logic.
went
Her powers.
so yeah,
That's
when they do
that's
fall in,
power. Yeah.
yeah,
I said
yeah, so
that's
when
her powers.
yeah, so when they do fall in, for me, like, because that's how the series ended, I was already like, oh shit, like, because if it were me, I would have been lost. Like, Alcalas, I'm done. Like,
I'll just
I'm
stand
never
here.
gonna, I'm never gonna find Muzan. Like, or I'll find him by accident, like Zorro. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I went left and now I'm here. So, yeah, for me, I really liked the way it was introduced because it gave you enough context, but at the same time, like how the fights would happen and all of that. Like for me, I really enjoyed the movie. And the thing is, like you, after we watched the movie, you, Amna, Kevin, you've all read the manga. So for you guys, it felt like it dragged out a lot, or like you didn't like the pacing of it. But for me, I liked it. Like it was because I don't have things at the back of my mind where I'm comparing anything to it. So
Yeah.
this is the first time I'm receiving all of this information, you know? So for me, like I thought it was okay.
For me, no. I felt like the pacing was I didn't feel like it was rushed. Okay. I
Mm,
just felt that every every, let's say, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes there's going to be a flashback of the context of what's happening, which I understand that's how shonen is usually, but like you're in the middle of the fight and then bam, flashback. And then bam, another flashback. And then again another flashback. Like at some
but
point
like,
on the second
mm,
watch, I was watching with Prashant, right? Every like 10 minutes I was just looking at him and he will just look at me like another flashback.
uh,
Like
but that's just how it is, right? And you guys are watching Naruto, so you should know that every time someone's going to die, that's when the flashback will happen. That's the
happen.
only time you will see a flashback in the anime, when the character is going to die.
Yeah. No, but like Doma didn't die, but you saw a flashback of his life. Remember? Like
Yeah.
when he was fighting Shinobu, that he was explaining his backstory, and I'm like, okay, cool story, bro. But although in the manga it was shown, like that flashback was really shown in the middle of the fight.
Mm.
It's just that I feel like there's too much, to the point that I would say the pacing was meant for episodic kind of viewing, not
Mm.
for a movie consumption.
I was okay with it. As someone who has like a 50-50 chance of continuing the series, like you know,
Yeah.
so like the movie was enough. Like I'm good with that.
Yeah. So now this is the part that I would agree with Nafiha, that in a way that the manga pacing is better compared
Mm.
to, or maybe it's just the platform that they chose. At least when they adapted it, it wasn't meant to be in a movie. It was meant to be a episodic one, because I feel like, okay, for example, the first fight, which is gonna be Shinobu and Doma, like that could be one, not one episode, but like, a series of episodes, and the next fight,
Exactly.
a series
Exactly.
of
That's what,
episode.
yeah. That's what I said earlier, right? Like for me, it was enough information put together to like pique
Know
my
the
interest
context.
to want to watch more in the
Mm.
series, you know?
Anyway,
But yeah, again, like you've read the manga and I've only watched the anime. So like that's why it's a bit of like different takes on it. But like for you, were there any moments of the story that like really surprised you? Like even if you already knew that it was coming.
I don't think there were any surprise. It's more like just the way that they really paced it, I guess. Because like, remember,
Mm.
guys, I've read the manga maybe, I don't know, 5 6 years ago. I wasn't even in I know I was already in Dubai when I read the manga, but it's just like it's been such a long time, so it's hard to remember exactly what the pacing was. I know the story,
Mm.
but like the exact moments I don't remember. But one thing that I felt was when I was reading the manga, I'm not too happy with the art. But that's besides the point. I did cry when I was reading it, but for some reason, when I was watching it, I didn't feel the same emotion on the first watch. But on the second watch that I've had, which is yesterday, I did feel emotional at some points. Like I can feel the tears welling up in my eyes. But
Mm.
other than that, there was one crucial moment, which is the Shinobu and Doma fight, that I really cried when I read the manga. But for some reason, maybe because that was the point that we entered the cinema on the first watch, that it lost that magic on me. Or I don't want this to be a spoiler, but I feel like her death will be more important in the next movie. Like it will be highlighted.
Oh, so it's like that.
Take it as whatever you will, but yeah, I feel like, because see, in this movie, the highlight was really Akaza, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that was the highlight, which is the Tanjiro Giyu Akaza
yeah,
fight, right? It's like the Zenitsu fight was just a warm up for all of the things
yeah.
that will happen, right? So I feel like for Shinobu's death, you will feel the depth of it in the next movie.
Mm.
So
Well,
yeah.
we'll have to wait another 2 years.
Yeah. When I realized that the movie will come out after another 2-3 years, I was like, why did I watch it now? Yeah, anyway.
But how did you feel like they handled cliffhangers for what's coming up next?
It will make you feel excited for sure, because now I want to see the fight between Kanao and Doma. And
Mm,
for people who hasn't read the manga, it will make you think what was that hand signal that Shinobu did.
mm. Yeah,
Like it will make you curious, what the heck did she do? Because she made the hand signal and that's it. And then even
like
Doma said it,
yeah,
like
exactly. Like
in her
my
final
my
moment.
like what kind of thought about that, like, because again, I only watched the anime, so I have no idea. But it was kind of like she was signaling the other person to like, no, like just buy time or something. Like I'm gonna poison him from the inside or something. Like that's what I was like. I was thinking. I was like, oh, maybe it's that, but I could be wrong.
I'm
But
not
yeah.
pretending. Yeah.
But I remember though when we were watching the movie, one thing that like you seemed to really, really enjoy was the music.
Yeah. Even
I
on the
mean,
second
obviously
watch.
when you're reading the manga, that's not there, you
Yeah.
know?
Girl, the theme song that they showed for Akaza, like when once he enters the scene, like girl, goosebumps. Like even on the second watch, I was like,
Mm,
I was enjoying the movie, and I mean the sound, and also the part where Zenitsu was fighting. You can hear the thunder and the
yeah.
music, and it's not like mixing and mashing. It's like very clear. Girl,
Mm.
I'm getting goosebumps. I swear. Like,
I absolutely love the
yeah.
music too.
And even
It seemed like
IMAX
the only thing
experience.
that you enjoy, like when we came in late, right? But
Yeah.
then like immediately when we sat down, you were like head bopping to the
Yeah.
music.
That's the only part that I really enjoyed on that first watch. But like, I swear. Anyway, no, because I feel like the first watch wasn't as enjoyable as I hoped it would be because of the emotion.
Mm,
But other than that, it was a really good film. Taking that part
yeah.
aside. Because on the second
Mm.
watch, I felt everything. But then maybe there was a bit of a emotional issue as well there because we were about to be late as well for the movie. But okay.
Was there any sort of like since you've seen it twice,
Hmm.
has there been anything that's like that visually like blew you away? Like even if you saw it the second time, it's like, oh shit, this scene. Like just
Okay. First thing that came into mind was Shinobu's insect thingy, the centipede, when she was walking so hard it's wrecking the bridge or wrecking everything on its way.
mm,
That was so good for me because like imagine her body is so small. She already had her lungs pierced and she still managed to do that move.
yeah.
Like it was, oh god, she was giving it her all.
And guys, like a little bit of a backstory, like Viv's favorite character in Demon Slayer is Shinobu. And that's why the Ara Ara colors are the way they are.
Why do you think we're called Ara Ara? We're called Ara Ara for a reason because Shinobu was so popular for her Ara Ara Sayonara line. Remember in the first season of Demon Slayer? So if you can see the color theme, the purple and pink thingies, it's all thanks to Shinobu. So yeah. And I don't think even you know that, Amy.
No, I knew.
Ah, okay. No, when we were starting, did I tell you that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
okay,
told me.
yeah. So it was all Shinobu themed, guys. So if you're even considering what, like, that's why the fight of Doma was so impactful for me in the manga, but for some reason in the first watch I didn't feel that same energy. Yeah. So anyway, and one part that we missed actually was the part that they showed that the sister died. So that's
Ah.
the part that we missed as well, that she died and she was giving her like final last words to Shinobu. And the only part that we saw in Doma Shinobu fight was flashback of the sister saying, stop being a demon slayer because I'm sure you
Mm.
cannot kill him, something like that. But there was more.
Yeah.
So that's the part that we missed. Aside from Shinobu's insect techniques, even the dragonfly technique that she used, like the part where the eyes of the dragonfly happened, and then she used the
Mm.
the hex piercing whatever technique. And another part, obviously, is Zenitsu. But I feel like, because I already know Zenitsu's powers, so I know what to
Mm.
expect. The thunder, I've seen it like few times, in the
He only
anime.
has one form.
Yeah,
Okay, it's not
exactly.
his fault.
Exactly. So just like for example, for Shinobu, you never really saw her fight before. It's
Yeah.
only the season 1 where she killed the spider, but the actual forms of her breathing style was only highlighted in the movie. And then the
Mm.
second most part was when Akaza saw Giyu and the first few scenes of them fighting. Oh my god. I feel like animators hated Akaza because every time he's on the screen, they had to really come up with very nice graphics, and the colors and the animation level just goes from like 5 to 100 immediately. It shots up like that. So when he died, the animators were like, thank God our job is done. It's
But
like,
did you feel like the choreography though was like compared to like the other arcs, did you feel like the choreography of the fights here were a lot better?
yeah. Like there's a lot of movements, there's a lot of things. And Akasa is a martial artist. So that's
Yes.
one thing that you can expect, that, and he was like blocking each and every attack by instinct. Like
Mm.
so good. Like I feel like in the whole Demon Slayer show, Akaza's fights are always in terms of choreography, because the other things, let's say for example they're fighting with swords, or let's say they're fighting a demon,
Mm.
like you don't know what to expect. Unlike if it's a fist fight, there's really
Yeah.
choreography that has to be done. You get my point. Like,
Yeah, I get you.
what about you?
So, yeah, no, I completely agree with like everything that you said. It was definitely like you can understand why they need 2 years to do like the others. Although because I won't be there anymore, but like you can really tell like the amount of effort that they're putting into the animations for the movie. Like it's amazing.
Yeah.
Everything, like, especially because like you said, there's a lot of moving parts. So the Infinity Castle itself is something that constantly changes, right?
Mhm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
visually it's really really good. But like for you though, have there been any characters that like stood out to you the most in this movie?
Zenitsu.
Because you
I
didn't
told
like
you I
him.
hated him. Like whenever I see him on the screen, it's like, this guy is here again. Like, like imagine I liked Inosuke more than Zenitsu. Like,
No,
so
the
yeah.
thing is, I really like chaotic characters, right? Like for me, for example, like in Naruto, I love like Rock Lee,
Mhm.
and the thing is, there is an episode in Naruto. Spoiler alert for those who didn't watch Naruto. That's on you. Like at this point, like it's been years, but it's towards the wedding of Hinata and Naruto,
Mm.
and I don't remember the exact story, but I think it was them trying to find the gift for Naruto.
Mm.
And it's like a very chaotic episode. Like, and you and Nico are very similar in a lot of ways. He hates that episode. He hates it because it's just like it's like an overstimulation of like like what Rock Lee's world is like, right? It's always screaming and he's always like super hyper. But
Hyper.
I love that episode. I love that so much.
I feel like if Zenitsu was a real life person, I wouldn't even like you remember that meme that they sent in the group that if you're in a plane, where would you sit? The first
I-
person I looked for was Giyu because I said this guy will not talk. I want to sit beside Giyu because we'll just look at each other and like, you okay, bro?
No, but
Yeah,
Zenitsu would be
okay.
sleeping.
I don't think so. He will be sleeping, I swear. Like the amount of energy, oh no. He's only sleeping when he's about to fight because he what do you call this? He passes out, okay? From being so scared. So yeah, Amy. I will look for Gio in that plane because like this guy will not talk. Even when he was fighting Akaza, remember there was one line or like Akaza was asking him, "What's your name? Tell me your name." And then Gio was like, "I don't want to talk to you. Stop talking to me."
And then he found out his name
Yeah.
later on.
And there was on my
Like
second watch.
Tanjiro.
Yeah, on my second watch, it's so funny because Giyu, for a split second, showed that he was shocked when Akaza mentioned his name. Because like I didn't catch it the first watch because again a lot of things were happening in that first watch. On the second watch, when he said, so your name is Giyu, and then when
Yeah.
Giyu came out and they were fighting, he was like shocked for a bit. But anyway.
Yeah. Because Tanjiro was just like, geese! And then he was like, oh, that's his name.
Yeah.
Like, bro he just wanted to fight. Like, you
Yeah.
don't need to know anything else. This is a fight.
Just then end it. What about you? Did any character stood out for you?
Zenitsu. I mean, he really, like, it was short. His part was just that, like, you could have, that could have been the first 10 minutes that we have missed. But damn, like, that was, like, literally everyone cheered in the cinema, right?
Yeah.
Like, that was enough. Like, I want, although I would love more, right? But that was, like, a big highlight.
And the mere fact that he managed to create a form by himself.
Exactly.
Like, girl. Even Prashant was like, what? 7th floor? You can hear the disbelief in his voice. Like, yeah. And the
Yeah,
mere fact that Zenitsu was the only one who managed to kill an upper demon by himself.
By himself.
With
I
no
was
help.
thinking the same. Literally while I was watching.
Yeah, but again, to be fair, Yuichiro ruined the moment by saying that, oh yeah, if you fought him after 1 year, you would have died on the spot. Like, he's still a newbie. That's why you killed him.
Nah, because Zenitsu would also have. I was like, when he said that, I was like, nah, because Zenitsu would have also had a year of training, so he would have also been stronger. He's considering the Zenitsu now for the same as next year. That's not the same.
Valid point. Valid point. Okay.
But what about Tanjiro, right? Because Demon Slayer does follow Tanjiro and Nezuko the most, but here mostly Tanjiro in this movie. How did you feel like? Did you feel like he was different in this movie compared to the other movies and series?
Like, obviously, it shows the fruit of the Hashira training, not only for Tanjiro, but for everyone else, because, like, even the lower ranks, right? Like, they've all had the Hashira training, which did help them prepare. And the mere fact that he can now see the transparent world is a huge thing because that's the reason or how they managed to kill Akaza because of that, right? But the most memorable scene of Tanjiro for me was when Giyu was on the floor and he was about to be struck by Akaza, and Giyu was looking at Tanjiro like, oh my god, he cannot feel Tanjiro, like, oh my god, go do it, kill him. And then this stupid ass guy just started, Akaza,
I'm going to kill you.
I will kill you. And then Gio was like, why the heck did you announce it?
I bet in Gio's head, he's like, I swear this guy talks too much. This guy.
No, but I feel like he did it on purpose to lure Akaza away from Gio. That's the only reason. I feel like. But that's still in character for Tanjiro to shout in the middle of a fight. So yeah.
But speaking of Gyu, though, how did you feel like the Hashira were portrayed here?
You can see the stark difference of their techniques comparing it to, let's say, Okay. This is the part that we missed, actually. So there was a part that when they first came into the Infinity Castle, Giyu and Tanjiro was fighting side by side. And they're killing demons. And we didn't see this on the first part. But the second time that I watched the movie, I saw this part that they were fighting. And then they were supposed to kill this horde of demons, right? And then Tanjiro was appreciating how Giyu is such a smart thinker because he was using skills that will adapt to what Tanjiro is using. Because, like, for example, Tanjiro used a specific scale that will cut off the whole area, but Giyu used a scale that will flow around what Tanjiro was using. So, like, he was explaining the stark difference in terms of experience and in terms of how they adapt to situations quickly than Tanjiro. So I feel like still, like, even though Tanjiro has leveled up in a lot of ways, his skills are still incomparable to Hashira.
Yeah,
Yeah, like the fighting experience is really what makes the difference for them.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
agree.
about you?
No, agreed. And even that, right? Like Tanjiro still needs help fighting an upper demon. Given that it's Akaza, right? Like
Yeah.
he's upper moon 3,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Yeah. So I mean it is like compared to Zenitsu. But then the thing is Zenitsu still fought by himself.
Yeah.
Right? Like I mean I'm talking about the main three characters here and nobody else. Like but for Tanjiro, every single time that he had to face an upper moon, he needed help. Like
Yeah.
he needed other people with him.
But girl, to be fair, Akaza is centuries old compared
Yeah, yeah. That's what I
to
said. Like,
yeah.
yeah,
Like it's still an upper three, you know. Like I do
yeah,
understand where Yuichiro was coming from, that you fought the newbie, you fought the
yeah,
intern
yeah,
basically of
yeah.
the
No, but I mean, I'm not just talking about Akaza, right? Like even like in the previous, like even in the
yeah,
other
yeah, yeah.
series and stuff.
I wanted to add though another way to completely see the difference between a Hashira and a lower rank is
Mm,
Shinobu when she gave that
yeah,
final signal to
hand signal.
Kanao. Yeah, like, it's just like a split second before she died, and that
Mm,
tells a lot, especially if you know what that hand signal is about. Like you can see how far in she thinks about things and how clever Hashiras can really be. But I feel like the highlight will be again in the next few movies because then you will see the other Hashiras fighting. Let's say Tokito, you will say Gyome, you will say
yeah.
Obanai, and also Mitsuri. Like these people haven't had their spotlight yet, even Sanemi. So
Mm,
yeah, I'm just looking forward to those.
yeah. True. I was kind of thinking about how uh like these kinds of times, right? Like it's just like a general statement. Like being in the middle of like a situation where they are like demons,
Mm,
being in a war with demons, for
mm,
example, like really created like such strong people. But like once there's like times of peace, like even if let's say the best Hashira in the world has like children and grandchildren, they're not gonna have the same sort of skill set or powers. Like that's all gone because it
yeah,
won't be needed once like there's peace. But
yeah.
yeah.
And also, I just wanted to
Mm.
add that after watching the Infinity Castle, or even after knowing what happened in the manga, I felt that Rengoku really never had the chance against Akaza. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
remember, Giyu already activated the mark and he still had a hard time. And that's
Yeah.
him having the mark, the Demon Slayer mark, which supposedly enhances everything else as a Demon Slayer. But Rengoku didn't even have that. So he was really meant to die. And like, Akaza was not even using his full powers. He was just
Mm.
like,
The
okay,
thing is though, he still chickened out that time.
yeah, yeah, yeah. To be fair, yeah. And because of the
Mm.
sunlight and all, but still, like, I mean, their fight was not a lot of the things that happened in the evening was happening from the Enmu coming out, the lower
Mm.
demon, fighting the lower demon. So there was already a lot of times that were spent fighting that lower demon alone. And then Akaza came
Mm.
out. So like, yeah, he chickened out because the sun was there, but otherwise, I really don't think there was no way Rengoku would have survived at all, even if the sun wasn't out. So yeah, that's the saving grace for them. Otherwise, they were all killed that night.
Was there any like moments that hit you the hardest emotionally?
It was supposed to hit me hard, but it didn't. when Shinobu died. But yeah, I feel like it will be highlighted in the next movie. Because again, we only saw Shinobu's fight, but we are yet to see how Kanae will kill Doma. And
Mm.
then what else? Did you like Akaza's backstory?
Yeah, yeah, I did.
Did you feel that it was too long though?
No, I didn't think so.
Really?
His fight was the longest, so it kind of like, having that. I don't know. For me, like I said, I really didn't mind the way things were paced as someone who just watches the anime, who like, because it was enough information to also pique my interest, to watch the show if ever it does become episodic.
Okay. For me, I felt like the backstory was too long because it really
Mm.
did eat up like 30 minutes or 40 minutes of the movie, which is like, full, yeah, a lot of the chunk of the movie was there. But what I did like about Akaza's backstory is
Mhm.
Demon Slayer was never really a romance anime, right? It was never
Yeah.
really showing any, like, even with Mitsuri. Like
Mm.
she's a love Hashira, yes. She's having hearts here and there and with Obanai and stuff, but there was
Mm.
really no romance. And in Akasa's backstory, I don't know, I just feel like I appreciate the romance there, even though it's a little bit of romance, and how Japanese culture is in a way that it's still conservative. Like there was no even hand holding.
Mm.
There was no hand holding. There was nothing. It was just they were watching the fireworks, and the guy or the girl was just saying like, "Would you be my husband?"
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, there was hand holding. They did held hands after that proposal.
Yeah.
But like you can feel the sincerity of it, even though it was just hand holding. You didn't need to see
Mm.
them kissing. You didn't need to see them hugging.
Yeah.
The hand, the oh, that part was already enough, like more than enough to show that there was care and love and like feelings.
Yeah, that's why for me the backstory wasn't that long because it was a build up to that moment, to
Yeah.
that relationship. Because you're also building a relationship here, so that also needs some progression. This is the first time they're introducing the characters, introducing the relationship. You need to feel something for them. So for me, again, like I really didn't mind the pacing or how long his backstory was.
Girl, I'm not used to watching almost 3 hours long movies, okay? For Prashant, it's like, ah, yeah, it's a normal movie. Is it 2 hours and 50, like 30 minutes? Yeah, it's fine. Like,
Yeah.
for me, I'm like, oh, is this still going on? Like, so yeah.
Girl, you watch you watch Bollywood movies. Those have like 3 hours with musical numbers in between that don't
Do you
need to
think I
be
watched them
there.
in one sitting?
I don't
No,
know.
exactly. That's why I watched them 2 times or 3 times in one sitting. No, in three different settings. Okay? I don't watch Bollywood movies in the cinema. My God, Amira. Anyway,
So, any final thoughts about the movie? Any questions you want to leave the listeners about Demon Slayer?
um, no spoilers, but I am so hyped for the next movies. Like, I am so hyped to see how things will pan out, how the next fight. Because obviously, this is the finale. And if this is the
Yeah.
finale, is this a spoiler if I say that they're gonna kill Muzan?
No, it's not because that's the point.
That's the point of the whole show, right? Like, I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Do you really expect
That's the
Muzan to
point.
still be alive after this move, after this finale?
I don't think so, because that's the whole point. Unless it's like one of those, haha, there's a slight chance that, like, oh, he's still slightly alive,
Like Attack on Titan pulling that backstory of again the Titans will come back after a few years or a few whatever. No, obviously, guys, they're gonna be killing Muzan, which is gonna be the highlight, and that's the end of the story because that's the finale. Unless the writer decides to write a sequel or anything, but I'm excited to see those fights. I swear, yeah,
Mm.
just like I'm so hyped up. That's not a spoiler, right? I'm now having a hard
No,
time
it's not.
making.
Look, as someone who just watches the anime, for me, this was common sense, yeah? Like, this is the whole point of Demon Slayer. They're all trying to kill Muzan from episode 1. Like, come on.
Like, no, babes, you said a spoiler. Guys, it's called Demon Slayer for a reason. I really like this show. But anyway, what about you? Final thoughts?
um, do watch it. It is really enjoyable. It is really fun. But please, if you have a friend that hasn't watched it yet, or like not that hasn't watched Demon Slayer, like I don't know, let them watch something for some context, because I feel like it's such a waste. Like it feels like such a waste to be going into the cinema and not having the context that you have. Because it's not like Mugen Train, where you can have that as someone's first movie, and it's fine because it's a standalone story. But this is like the accumulation of like years of training, years of build up, years of character development. That it just seems like a waste to just come in now, and just watch. So if you're going with a friend that hasn't seen Demon Slayer, like I would suggest to have them not watch it, I guess, or like watch it at a time once they've already caught up to the series.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are mine. So do you have anything that you'd like to promote? Anything you'd like to plug, Vibs?
Speaking of, next month is Chainsaw Man. I haven't watched Chainsaw Man at all, so maybe it's high time that I start watching it for the movie
Yeah, you
release.
should.
Yeah.
I love Chainsaw Man.
It's too bloody. I feel like it's too
Oh,
bloody, no?
no, 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 no. It's fine. It's not that bloody, really.
Yeah, it's not that bloody. The whole time I will just be like this, no? Like, what's happening now? Yeah.
That's his powers, though. He's half chainsaw.
Exactly. It's coming out of his head. Oh, see? But anyway, so yeah, Chainsaw Man. What else? Do join our WhatsApp community, guys. We always post things there that are gonna be happening, about to happen. We ask polls to know what you guys
What
want.
you would enjoy. And yeah, like we said at the beginning of the episode, this isn't just about supporting us as creators. It's really to support like the greater community here in the UAE and like the Middle East region itself. Because we're really trying to make noise in terms of there's a community here that loves anime and all things Japan. So yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe to the Ara Ara channel. We have different platforms that you can do it here on YouTube. We have Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and like Viv said, we have our WhatsApp and a Discord channel as well. For my personal, you can follow me at Just Anything.
Yeah, and for me, guys, just follow me at Viv's Black Mage. And one minor thing that we forgot to mention, Amy, we are both licensed now.
Oh yeah, yay!
So yeah, we have our social media license.
Yes, we have DED permits. We're licensed. So in the UAE, for those that are not here, you need to be licensed influencers, quote unquote. So you can't just, post content and promote content. That's not how it works here. You have to be responsible.
Yeah.
So they need you to have licenses to prove this responsibility and accountability. So yeah. All right, guys. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Ara Ara.